Welcome everybody to another World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and this one is from the user Dead Apple. He's driving the T69 on an encounter battle on Muravanka. T69, Tier 8 medium tank for the Americans. One that leads on from the T71 and leads to the T54E1. Quite a decent little tank. It is manoeuvrable, not particularly fast. Its cannon is serviceable. But if we take a look here, penetration of 181, damage of 240, which just means that in these Tier 9 tanks, in these Tier 9 games, it can struggle a little bit with the more heavily armoured tanks, but it does get the manoeuvrability to be able to flank around behind those tanks and take advantage of rear and side armour. Dead Apple straight away heading to the forest to see what he can find. Spots out 3 of the enemy team. Yag, Tiger, Panther 88 and a Type 59. Trying to get his rear gun depression working for him. Almost able to get a line of sight on that Tiger. Sorry, the Yag Tiger, but not quite able. He is spotted now. And decides just to sort of vacate this flank, which is pretty smart. Not because the flank's lost, necessarily, but because there's not really much he's going to be able to do over here. That Panther and Type 59 are going to play really, really cagey, and with the Yag Tiger in the back, it's going to be pretty difficult to push into them, so there isn't really much he's going to be able to do over there. Whereas on the opposite side of the map, the enemy team is pushing very, very heavily. You can see there's already an FCM in the cap circle. It's going to take control of the camera a little bit because there's quite a lot of scrolling in and out going on. And that does tend to make some people motion sick. I'll give Dead Apple control of the camera back once we get back into the action. So you can see he's got a platoon mate in the AT-15 up on the hill who's already taking a pounding. He's going to try and get up there and see if he can help out. Although, to be honest, with the armour that this tank doesn't have, assaulting into the massed guns here is probably going to be quite bad for him. Luckily, it looks like the FCM is isolated from his team right now. I'm going to try and get a shot on this squad at T50, but he's playing it really, really cagey. Dead Apple is spotted now, and like I said, this FCM is completely isolated from his team. He has fired, so Dead Apple decides to just go over and try and take this guy out. And there we go, there's 4 shots, 4 damaging hits and 1 kill. Excellent start to the game, but now he's also kind of in the same position that his ally was, that he's isolated from his team, except he's got this M103 in the back here, which can provide a little bit of a distraction for the enemy. Hopefully they're going to come forward and try and take on this M103 rather than himself. It's a tracking shot on this T34-3. I'm going to put more shots into him. Not really sure if any of those are going to land. Last time we saw him, he had about 900 hit points. Now he has about 400. So some of those did indeed land. Be interesting to see what this T34-3 does. The M103 still doing okay. By okay, I mean he's at least still alive. Dead Apple just over halfway done with his reload. I'm going to try and lure the T34-3 around the corner. He fires at the M103. And if he's got the M103's rear armor, Dead Apple's going to have to do something about this. Have to try and take out the 34-3 or else his ally is going to fall. Misses his first shot. Lands his second. Lands his third to take him out. His driver did get taken out, but he uses his medkit to bring him back. Comet thinking about heading around the corner, but Dead Apple just going to head around, take out his track, and then fall back and allow his reload to continue. He's still got the support this M103. He's covered his rear well. Just made sure that the M103 didn't get taken out, because that could have been real bad. And that T34-3 was allowed to push around that corner. That could have went all sorts of wrong. Looks like this Tiger now has had enough of playing on the back lines. He's thinking about heading around. With the amount of health that he's got, Dead Apple may be able to take him out in one go, but the Comet is here as well. Didn't really bank on that. Gets 1 hit on the Comet. It's a second to take him out. Takes a couple of hits in return though, but does a couple of hits to the Tiger. Gonna drop back now. Tiger going to be in pursuit. I don't think this M103 is going to prove to be any help, because he's not really watching. The only thing that Dead Apple can do is just lure the Tiger at shooting at the rear armor of the M103 instead of at himself. So when you don't have your allies to cover you with their guns, get them to cover you with their squishy armor and hit points instead, T30 decides that enough is enough, and he pokes himself around the corner. Dead Apple just showing a lot of trigger patience there, not pulling the trigger at the T30 side of his turret. Instead, holding his shots for this T25-2. Fantastic shot at the end there to take out the 25-2's track as he goes behind the building, and that allows him to get the kill shot for kill number 4. That's 3,000 points of damage already, and this replay is only about 5 minutes old. And considering he spent the first 2 minutes transitioning from one flank to another, that's a pretty good score so far. Now just having a look towards the Skoda T50. He's not quite loaded, but he's got all the shots in the world. It's just going to be a matter of time. There we go, takes him out. The T30 is charging him down. He doesn't have the hit points to take a hit from the T30. I think the T30 is smart. He doesn't want to push all the way over. The T54 is not smart, though. He gets himself taken out. Dead Apple going to go charging in, gets one good hit onto the T30, another. Can he get the last for the kill? He can indeed. That is kill number 6. A well-deserved Top Gun medal, 3,800 points of damage, and this game is slipping away from the enemy team. There's only 3 of them left, a Jagdtiger, a Lerva, and an STA-1. Jagdtiger, last he was spotted, was in the forest over on the far right-hand flank. As you can see, if Dead Apple had stayed over there, there's no way he would have got himself 6 kills, 4,000 damage. He'd have still been stuck over there with that super Pershing, trying to find some kind of in. Finds the Lerva and the STA-1. Don't know if he could be hit by the Lerva. Is the Lerva AFK? He hasn't actually done anything. And that is a few good hits on the STA-1. Unfortunately, the last one just bounced on the side armor of the STA-1. Ooh, Dead Apple takes a shot in the side of his track there. That sounded like heat ammo. But to be honest, the STA-1 is in a possible carry situation. So using those heat rounds is nothing to be ashamed of. Allies just staying put in the cap circle, making sure that the enemy has to come to them. Lerva's still in position. I really do think he's AFK. See, he hasn't moved, hasn't fired, hasn't done anything, although that's not where he spawned. So maybe he's just really, really bad. No, he is driving. He is doing things. So that is interesting. Only got heat rounds left. That one didn't quite go through the Lerva. Lerva, trollish armor. When fighting against same tier tanks like this one, it can prove to be a little bit trollish. STA-1 still hiding behind the house stubbornly. Dead Apple not quite reloaded. Lerva is still inching forward. Again, I don't quite think he knows what he's doing. Takes a hit from the STA-1. That was a little bit of a mistake. Lerva fires. He wasn't able to land his shot. As you can see, Dead Apple having a difficult time penetrating the front of the Lerva here. That's another 3 good shots onto him. They're going to use this house as cover. He's got 4 rounds left. And he's really got to make them count. He could possibly take out the Lerva in 3, 2 if he rolls super high. Let's face it, this is World of Tanks. When you need to roll super high, it's obviously going to roll low. It's 1 hit on the Lerva. 1 more good hit. No, he rolls lower than he needs to. 8 damage. Takes him out. Jagdtiger is now spotted with 1,800 health, but as you may notice, Dead Apple only has 1 shot. And here comes the STA-1. Gets the shot through his side. Hopefully somebody can take out this STA-1 before he dies. But even if he doesn't, he still only has no ammunition. He gets team killed by the M103. Excellent, excellent move there by the M103 to team kill his own teammate. And that is the end for Dead Apple. What we're going to see how this one actually plays out is the STA-1 is moving in on the base. This one's almost even at 13 kills to 12. M103 has about 40 seconds left on the cap timer. Just going to play it carefully, try and keep himself hull down. STA-1 is coming. M103 fires and misses. Well, the STA-1 bounces on that turret. He's going to have the superior reload. But the M103 has the superior armor. Jagdtiger comes charging in now. M103 does a great job of taking a shot on him, taking out his track. Can he get the hit on the STA-1? He can indeed. Jagdtiger, I'm not really sure what he's doing. I think he may be a bot as well. He can't quite get his gun on target because of the corpse of this tank destroyer in the cap circle. And I'm not really sure what he's playing at. This has just been a comedy of errors from everybody. Jagdtiger, I do think, is probably another bot because he's gotten himself stuck on the corpse of that T25-2. And there we go. He gets taken out by the Super Pershing, and that is all she wrote. So absolutely awesome game played there by Dead Apple, picking himself up 6,000 points of damage, 7 kills, and really helping carry his team to victory there. It was only a comedy of errors by the enemy at the end there, which allowed the Allies to pick up such an easy victory. To be honest, if that Jagdtiger hadn't been a bot, he probably could have carried that game. But he was, and he didn't. So awesome replay from you, Dead Apple. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. A link for that's in the description. I've been Maxwell. This has been a World of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.